Live from the firehouse in downtown North Manchester, it's Good Night with Christopher Blue. With special guest, Elizabeth Falloon. I'm your co-host, Reverb, and here's your host, Christopher Blue.
Hello, and welcome to Good Night with Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue, and we have a wonderful show for you tonight. Tonight's guest.
Hi.
Tonight's guest is an amazing motivational speaker. I can't wait for you guys to be able to see me speak with her. But before we get to that, it's time to subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help.
Do it.
I don't care if you hate my show. Just click that subscribe button.
Do it.
When we come back, Elizabeth Falloon. Do you like this shirt? Or this shirt? Or what about these socks? You can get all this stuff and more in the description down below. Be sure to use the code BLUE10 to get 10% off your total purchase. But act fast, because like the Reverb or Weaver shirt, we don't know when these designs are going to go away. So once again, go to the link in the description of this video to go to the merch store and use the code BLUE10 to get yourself 10% off your purchase. Welcome back. Tonight's guest, like I said before, she is an amazing empowerment speaker, is the phrase I'm going to use. Welcome, Elizabeth Falloon. Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
I am doing wonderful, Chris. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. Yes.
We're excited to have you on the show for sure. Now, so I've expressed that you are this empowerment speaker, and that's the phrase that I'm using after hearing your story. And if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about kind of where you came from.
Okay. All right. Well, it's interesting that we're using the word empowerment, and I never really saw myself as an empowerment speaker. I think it's more along the lines of inspiration. That's where I feel that I fall into. But thank you for the compliment. However, yeah, so my journey actually started when I became a single mom. However, as a career, I'm currently a corporate flight attendant, and I absolutely love what I do. It's definitely a true dream career. And I've had just some amazing opportunities to be around some of the most amazing people, including my flight crew and my clients on board, etc. And I'm actually just very, very thankful for that. However, it wasn't given to me. It just wasn't thrown in my lap. It was actually through hard work, determination, not giving up, and just some grind and networking and knowing that this is what I really wanted to do. Because when I became a single mom, it actually, throughout the hardships and the adversities in life that I experienced, doors opened up to this amazing dream career. And even though I wasn't ready because my son was still so fairly young, I held on to that vision, even without knowing what was involved. But I just knew that when doors opened up and I saw this opportunity, I thought that's where I belong. And of course, reason being because of the personalized service that I'm able to give because of who I am and just enjoy pampering people. So I held on to the vision, held on to the dream, knowing that one day soon I will pursue that dream, and I did. So, going back, just to give a little bit of insight as to how this all started, being a single mom, I think we all know what that experience is like with the hardship, with the financial hardships and just the emotional hardships, especially becoming a sudden single mom. It wasn't planned, it happened overnight. And when you lose everything and you're now having to rely on others who are in a similar situation as you're in with being a single parent and experiencing hardship and extreme adversities in life, it definitely can leave you in a place of being broken. So I saw myself being surrounded by broken women because I was attracting broken women. When this experience happened, I've never felt as lonely and as broken and as isolated. That was actually the darkest I've ever been in my life. I was in such a dark place. And when I just being surrounded by those women, and no judgment at all, right? when I saw the fears, I saw the isolation, I saw the depression, I saw the anger, I saw the frustration. And I remember clinging to my baby and I thought, I don't belong here. I just don't belong here. Again, no judgment. I don't belong here. I refuse to allow my circumstances and my adversity to define who I am. It just was not me. I was not going to live like that. It was painful living that way. So I made a conscious decision. And you're looking at a woman who actually lived with 12 different families for the first year and a half of my son's life because we were practically homeless. And in exchange of staying with the mom in her home, whether it was either sleeping on her living room floor or sleeping on her sofa with my baby, I would clean her home. So, it was a give and take. And I humbled myself because I was in so much need, but at the same time, just feeling so broken on the inside.
Right.
Lack of nutrition, lack of being surrounded by people who are really empowering. I weighed 95 pounds. My priority was to feed my son. And at the same time, too, I actually, for those of you who are dog lovers, I had to part with my dog at that time. I gave him away to a total stranger with the intentions of coming back to get him. So after I realized and I made that conscious decision, Chris, to better my life, a stranger actually just appeared. And they always come with their right? And a stranger literally just happened to cross our paths and handed me a stack of CDs of some of the most empowering thought leaders. I had no clue what a thought leader was. I had no clue what a motivational speaker was. I didn't know who these people were. But I was so ready to change my life. And I remembered when it was given to me, I was so curious. I was dying to know, what is all this about? Because the person's words to me were, "You need this." And I thought, well, it could not possibly get any worse than this. I'll take it. I remember my dad had a little portable CD player that I would use as we traveled or moved around. And that was what he was entertained by because he had his own little CD he used to dance to and to listen to. So I used his CD player to play those CDs that I had. And that was what changed my life. It's not so much as the speakers, but it was the lessons that I chose to lean into. And I was so hungry for those lessons. And as I continued, Chris, to dive into those lessons every night, every morning, every waking moment that I had, I would listen to those lessons. And it got to the point where third year now, my son would start, when he was able to articulate clearly, he would get into the backseat of the car. This is when I actually had a car, and he would say, "Mom, do we have to listen to Wayne Dyer again?" Or I'm sure you've actually, I don't know if you've ever heard of Louise Hayes. She's actually one of my all-time favorite, Louise Hayes, and he would start mimicking Louise Hayes. So that was really cute. But so when I dove into those lessons and I made it a conscious decision that I am going to live my life to the fullest because we don't belong here. This is not for us. I want more for me and my son. Things just started to unfold. Yeah. It's amazing. Changing up the mindset. And one phrase that actually stuck out for me the most was Wayne Dyer's. He said, "Change the way you look at things. Things around you will change." That stuck with me. And even though I might not have practiced it consistently, but I was so ready. You're doing this, you're along this journey by yourself, right? You're not surrounded by actually anybody physically saying, "Let me support you," right? You're listening to audio only, and you're doing the very best that you can. And things started slowly unfolding. I was able to secure full-time employment. I was able to, a car was donated to us from a very generous family. And I was actually able to get my dog back. So the stability started coming into place. And then more and more influential people started coming into our lives. And that was how this amazing dream career, the doors opened up. So, yeah, and that's been my journey.
Wow. So you started a single mother, had to face many adversities, but you got yourself out of that, which is, first of all, congratulations. I know that's not an easy thing to do, and to do it for your child, and live in service to your child. That's amazing. Unfortunately, there's not enough parents who go to that length for their children, but now you're at a place where you want to take the lessons that you've learned and empower other women to turn their lives around.
Absolutely.
So I guess talk a little bit about the steps you've taken in order to become a speaker to those women who really should take a lesson from you.
Thank you, Chris. Well, now that I've, being where I'm at right now with my life, with my career, and just loving what I do the most, what lights me up on the inside even more is actually to be able to give back to other women through support and inspiration and empowerment. Because I've been surrounded by coaches myself for the past couple of years. I've been investing in myself. And, traveling all over the world and meeting really amazing people, all that's fun, but that stuff goes away, right? And what's actually what's been more inspiring as to who I'm becoming throughout this experience and this journey, and that's something I can actually share with other women, is to don't give up on your dreams. We all have dreams. As Les Brown says, the wealthiest, the richest property in the universe is the graveyard. We die without living those dreams. Why? Because of the circumstances in our lives. And we allow those circumstances to get the best of us and to hold us back. And they're just circumstances, regardless whether it's your nationality, your age, how much money you have in the bank, the kind of car that you drive. Good Lord, those are just circumstances. You have not even experienced adversities, right?
Right.
Adversities and circumstances, two totally different things. So yes, it's really more about believing in yourself. Remove the self-sabotage and believe in you. That's where this is all coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So where can people go to keep up with your journey and to go to see the lessons that you have to teach?
Well, so sorry, hold that thought. I meant to actually say, I didn't answer your question. What am I doing now? I've been a mentor for, it's an organization called Women in Corporate Aviation. And I was part of the mentoring board, and I put myself out there and I made myself available for others who want to be a part of the industry, who actually want to go from flying commercial to being a part of private aviation. So that's what I've actually been doing, offering my services. And if anyone's really curious to wanting to learn more or to hear about my teachings or my inspirations, I'm actually on Facebook. And I'm also on LinkedIn. I do quite a bit of postings there as well, not only the type of work that I do on board, but also everything that I post is really, there's always a lesson attached to it. So it's really, I'm also on Instagram, on Facebook. Yeah, there's more activity on Facebook.
Well, Elizabeth, we'll make sure to post your links in the description of this video so people can just click on it. Go check Elizabeth out. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Chris. It was a pleasure as well. Thank you.
Well, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. But make sure you're subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell so you can notify whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you in the future.